Yes, people. What's going on? Welcome back to Saeed TV and welcome to the Best of the Rest show. We are back. We are here. We are live. And you know what, man? It's good to be back, man. Good to finally get the attention onto club football. And big up to the man. Then we're here, the Best of the Rest crew. Obviously, it could be Best of the Rest for you, Prems, because Eddie and Ketia. You know what I mean? Problems over there.
Listen, you man hate already, you get me? Why are you nexting? Why are you nexting? No, big up the
Hey,
people.
listen, I'm telling you, it's squeaky bum time, but Premsy TV, what are you telling me? You good, bro?
Yo, man's all blessed, bro. Just like I was saying before, just getting the last bits of Christmas presents wrapped up and that. You get me getting the fancy decorations up. You know what I'm saying, bro? It's Christmas week, getting into the spirit, bro. And glad to be back on the show, man. Obviously, I do apologize to the chat that I wasn't here last week, but obviously it was my niece's 16th birthday. So some things, family over everything. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, man. That's what it's always been, man. So big up to you. Obviously, big up to Goon Lee who stepped in as well. Big up to my guy, man like Carefree Lewis G. I know you enjoyed the World Cup. I see your tweet yesterday. You were like, yo, Chelsea coming back and that.
Yeah,
happy. What are you telling me?
Hey, but we had a behind closed doors friendly and say it quietly, we won. We actually won a game of football, people.
Who'd you play?
Who'd you
We had Brentford behind closed doors, won 3-0. Havertz got a hat trick. I know, right?
No way.
Absolutely mad. But yeah, we're here. We might be back. We might be back, but don't take me for granted. But yeah, big up everybody. Big up.
Now, use man ain't back. Best believe that you're old. That
I won't say nothing to Bournemouth, bruv, because I know the 1-1 draw's coming, but I'm gonna take anything I can get right now.
Yeah, definitely, man. And obviously we got man like Patrick in the building. Patrick, what are you telling me, bro?
Listen, I'm ready. I'm here. I'm happy that the Premier League's back. Obviously, the World Cup was good. It was a nice distraction, but obviously we're club of a country. To be fair, I mean, when England, let's not talk about that. Tottenham are back. Can't wait.
Man swerving the Harry Kane situation already, people. You get me swerving it.
I mentioned England. I was like,
he got it.
Let me get off that subject quickly. Yeah, forget that. Sorry, I don't know why I brought that up. But yeah, we've got a friendly tomorrow. We're playing Lyon. I'm going to that. That should be good. So kick off. And then obviously Boxing Day is when it kicks back in. We got Brentford, so hopefully we can do what Carefree Lewis's boys did and give them a nice little stuffing with turkey and extra, trimmings. And yeah, man, we're back, peoples. We're back. Let's go. Let's do this.
Absolutely, man. Big up to the community, man. There's nearly 200 of you in the chat. Please do smash a like on the video right now. So if you're watching right now, hit the like button. Make sure you go follow up all the gang, man. Premsy, Patrick, Carefree Lewis, all their channels. They're in the description. Go follow them. And yeah, let's get cracking, man. Premsy, we'll start off with you. Mudryk, listen, it's been the talk of the town. It's been, everyone's been talking about it and whatnot. Before I do that, I want to bring a clip from David Ornstein talking about the kind of deal with Mudryk. So let me play this video, and hopefully you guys can hear this.
I think the first thing to say is that this could be a busier January transfer window than those we've seen previously, because clubs have had a month, more than a month, to prepare for this, which they've never experienced before, because normally they're playing matches in this part of the year. I do think Jude Bellingham is going to be one that we're focusing more on for the summer, with interest, as we've seen, from the likes of Liverpool, Real Madrid, Chelsea, Manchester City. There's only a small number of clubs that can afford Jude Bellingham. If he decides to leave, and if Dortmund agree to sell him, the price will be high. I don't know if it's likely to happen, but it's... And Arsenal will be hoping for some fireworks in the transfer market, because Mudryk is the player that they want to sign. 21-year-old Shakhtar Donetsk. Candidates during the summer transfer window. They looked at Pedro Neto as the priority then, but now they've turned their focus to Mudryk, and they are in talks with Shakhtar and with the players' representatives. So are other clubs. Shakhtar have publicly said they want 100 million euros. Arsenal won't want to go that high. I don't think any club will. I think the likelihood is that Shakhtar will come down in price when push comes to shove.
Ramsey, we're saying, we think Mudryk, 100 million euros, is it worth it? Do you like the player? Talk to me.
you know what, bro? I like the player. I think he's got a very high ceiling from what I've seen. But then again, he's not proven for 100 million euros. I understand inflation's gone up, the market's changed over recent years. But best believe 100 million euros, bro. No way on God's green earth, you get me? I think maybe talking with the way the market is, maybe talking 50, 60 at a push, you get me? And you're still risking it then because you don't know what he's going to be like in the Premier League. But then again, we made that same kind of risk with Pepe. Unfortunately, it didn't pay off. We've seen United time and time again investing big money on players and it not paying off. So in football, every single transfer is a risk, you get me? But them kind of numbers, bro, I can't see Arsenal paying them kind of numbers for him. 100% not. Personally,
you don't need that. You've got Gabriel Martinelli. You know,
we do.
Brazilian kid, you know, that you've bought as well.
We need the cover 100%, bro, because Modric can play as a number 10 as well. Odegaard's having an off game. Fabio Vieira gets injured. He can fill into that position. Saka or Martinelli are out injured. We've got a good replacement from what we have seen of him so far. He seems like he can do it on the Champions League stage for his club. He's playing unbelievable. You get me? His stats are quality. But then again, it's all a different situation coming to the Premier League and doing it. You know what I'm saying? It's a total different intensity. People have experience left, right, and centre. They know how to shut out certain players. Personally, if we could get him, I'd be happy. We need cover. I would have wanted Leroy Sané. I've been seeing links that Arsenal have been, you know, maybe sniffing around Leroy Sané and what he's kind of delivered for Man City before he left and, you know, working under Arteta. Maybe he could get the best out of him. And I don't think we'd be paying nearly 100 million euros for him. But if we can get Mudryk in, happy days, man. I think a lot of clubs in Europe would actually want Mudryk. And if he came to Arsenal, he'd suit the project, you know, the young team, the system, the high intensity. I think it could potentially work, but not 100 million, bro. No way.
What do you reckon, Patrick, in terms of Modric, the hype? Have you watched a little bit? I've watched him a bit in the Champions League. I think he's a live wire. I think he's someone that runs that players. He's very, very direct, quick. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like I said, man, they're seeing that, you know, Arsenal potentially could go into the Champions League. You know what I mean? So they're not looking to lose it straight away, are they?
Yeah, no, he looks a good player. Like you said, Si, I don't know. I know fans disagree, but I don't know if you guys need him. You've kind of got that profile already in Saka and Martinelli, personally. And also, you've got Smith Rowe to come back in. I know he can play as a 10.
There you go, Smith Rowe, yeah.
So you've kind of got, personally, I mean, I'm not an Arsenal fan anyway, so it doesn't bother me too much, but it wouldn't make sense you spending that much money on him when there's other holes in your squad that you could fill with that amount of money and obviously get a quality player in. But obviously, you know, top players, no one's going to say no to a quality player coming in, are they? And that's going to strengthen the team. It looks good. I haven't seen him play that much, admittedly, but from what I've seen of him, he's quality. He's proven himself in the Champions League as well, which is obviously the top level. So, yeah, he looks a good player. We'll see. I don't...
You know what, Patrick? I think it's the squad depth that we need. And best believe, if you're sitting top of the Premier League table and you've not been in this position for a very long time, the board, the manager, everybody has to show intent and go and make that squad better. Like I said, if a Martinelli's injured or a Saka's injured, you know, Smith Rowe's coming back from injury. Is he going to come back to being the best Smith Rowe? Reece Nelson, he's got a knock as well. You know what I'm saying? Marquinhos, he ain't really experienced enough or had much game time in the first team to say he could step in and fill them boots. With a Mudryk, I think it might be a situation where Arsenal are looking at the market right now and thinking, have we really got a striker in mind and set that we can go and buy now? Because he will also facilitate for Martinelli to get pushed in the striking position if Eddie Nketiah isn't firing, if he gets injured and Jesus is back a little bit later on. It gives Martinelli the opportunity to go up front and put a Mudryk on the left-hand side. So I think it would help with the dimensions of the squad and also the versatility he can give. But I agree with you as well. There is other holes that need plugging. There's been talks of Yuri Tielemans as well. Arsenal tracking him, looking to offer £20 million and try to get that deal done. For me, I think that'd be a good signing. There's also talks of Savic as well, potentially coming into Arsenal. So I do hear you, bro, but I think we do definitely need to strengthen in our squad in depth, bro, where we are in the league, bro.
Especially Nketiah. Like, come on, man. You ain't getting anywhere with Nketiah. I'm sorry, man. Like, he did all right for the time he was there, but Nketiah, bro, like, you need to go in for a striker. I was going to say, looking at Ivan Toney today, but bloody hell, man, he's
more allegations.
The news.
More allegations, boy.
Bro, he's got
he ain't playing for a minute, bro. He ain't playing for probably the rest of the year. Well,
probably the rest of the year, bro.
He's still in line to play us on Boxing Day. They haven't said anything.
Well, they ain't suspended him.
Nah, not as it stands.
They haven't suspended, but it depends on Brighton what they do. Brighton could suspend him, but he's got 30 breaches of FA betting rules, taking the total to 262 breaches.
That's mad.
So nobody ain't gonna buy in. You know what I mean? Ivan Toney, he's out the equation now. But who else is out there? Wolves have just bought Cunha from Atletico Madrid. There ain't many strikers out there. Hey?
There's Vlahovic. I think Juve are looking to sell potentially. Felix could potentially be a loan or a permanent option.
Osherman as well. Osherman for the right price could be available.
Now, Osherman said he was staying.
I think Napoli would be too hard to negotiate.
Do you know what, though, boys? I know this might sound crazy to you, but I wouldn't mind going in for a Mitrovic as well.
Yeah,
I'll be honest.
There's a potential.
That's not crazy. That's not
it'll
crazy
be easy to prize away from Fulham. He won't mind sitting on the bench when Jesus is back because, come on, being at Arsenal, being at Fulham's two totally different situations. He's a proven goal scorer. He's big, he's strong, he's physical. And when Jesus is back, it gives us three strikers with one striker giving us a total different dimension and option. And that's what we need, man. And I think something like that, it would sit well with me. But again, Felix is being branded around. Whether we can get him in on a loan, I think that would be a really good signing. But like I said, bro, you don't really see many big players moving in January. And the odd occasion you see players moving here and there. But just like Ornstein touched on in that video, it's been a very different time for clubs this year. Because of the World Cup, they've had a month to sit down, plan a little bit more ahead of January to have a look at players, have a look at what kind of, profile fits the bill. It wouldn't even surprise me if Arteta went out there and got a striker we didn't even know. Look how he's been moving in the transfer market in recent times. He's been bringing in players that you would look at and you would say, oh, we don't want him for Arsenal. And he's kind of proven us wrong. So it's going to be a bit of a mad thing, really. I just know we need to not fuck around, in January. Do what we did in January. I know you mentioned Eddie Nketiah. For people that don't know, me, Patrick and Lee, Lee was doing Premier League Unpacked yesterday. Me and Lee were just going at it with this Eddie Nketiah situation because obviously I'm not trying to hate on Eddie. I'm going to give him full support. I'm going to give him full backing. And if he lights it up, happy days. But personally, as a fan, Arsenal fan, I'm not confident that Eddie Nketiah is going to get us to keep competing with Man City week in, week out at the top. Obviously, I understand it's not all down to him, but I see a man missing an open net against Juventus. You get me, bro? That doesn't give me no confidence. So we definitely have to dip into that market.
But is that still your target, or is your target more top four?
Nah, for now, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I want my target to be first place, bro, because when you're in this kind of position and other teams are falling off, look at Chelsea. They're not really the greatest. Chelsea right about now having problems. Liverpool, they're beatable now. They've lost that mentality of, we're untouchable because they've been getting spanked left, right, and centre. So Tottenham as well.
Your target is first place.
Bro, my target's always first place. I'm a winner. I want to win.
I'll keep that in mind. I'll keep that in mind.
100%, bro. What's your target, fam? Not getting relegated.
My target ain't shit.
What's your target? Not getting relegated.
My target ain't shit, so I can't be disappointed.
Don't worry.
I can't be disappointed.
I've been disappointed for 18 years. There's nothing new for me. You get me, bro?
If you guys
I'm a winner.
I don't want to hear different.
I want to win. You get me, bro? Because like I said, if any other club here, United, Tottenham, Chelsea, were in this position, you tell me what your target would be. You get me? So it is what it is.
I hear that, but just so when you guys drop off, I don't want to hear that your target was top.
To be fair to Fremzy, he's not sat on the fence. He said it straight. I've spoken on loads of other streams with other Arsenal fans, and they kind of pussyfoot around it. But he's been honest. Yeah, boom, we're number one right now. I want us to stay first. I get it. I like it. He's just put all his,
I just needed it on camera.
Football's about winning, you get me? Football's about winning. But really, what is it on camera anyway, fam? It's not like you can clip this and clip that because, bro, every single fan, who supports their team wants them to win. And if they don't, bro, then I don't know what the fuck.
No,
you go to the game for hot dogs or something.
No, there's a difference between wanting to win and having the target of winning.
It has to be the target, bro. It has to be the target. You get me? Like
if your target was still top four, I'd understand that. If anything, I thought that's what most Arsenal
worst comes to worst for us. Worst comes to worst, yeah, is for us to definitely finish in that top 4. But our target should definitely be going to win that league, 100%, bro. Definitely.
It'll be difficult now because obviously, you know, I mean, that Jesus was a big kind of like hole. And like I said, it depends on what Arsenal go. If they go all in and the ownership actually say this is the best chance we're ever gonna have to win the league, especially when you look at Man City's fixture list in January. Like, it's not easy, you know. They have to go to Man United. They have to go to, is it Chelsea they have to go to as well?
Yeah, but that don't mean nothing.
Well, it's still a big game. Still a big game.
Yeah, but you know what it is with City as well, yeah? What the reason why I'm saying as well that we need to just aim for that top spot is because over the years we've seen City start the campaign slowly and then they've grew into the campaign and just been untouchable. What are we, like 14 games in or something? And Man City are like, you're still not seeing the best Man City. Players like Kevin De Bruyne are in the World Cup. You're not seeing the best Kevin De Bruyne at the World Cup. Could this come back and have an impact on him? We need to capitalize on situations like that. They let 3 of their key players go in one season, even though they brought in an absolute machine in Haaland, Sterling, Jesus, Zinchenko.
Yeah.
They're on a bit of a change now. So is this the time to capitalize? And why not be Arsenal? You get me, bro? All we got to do is in January, show some balls, show some intents, and go and make some signings, bro. That's it. Simple as that. If we fall off towards the end, but we have a good fight and we're a couple points off, I'm all right. You get me, bro? As long as we're progressing, we're in the top 4, and the next season, it'll give all the fans the belief to think, you know what, this squad can go on and push and maybe win the league. You know what I'm saying? That's all we want as football fans, bro. And that's just honest opinion, fam.
Yeah, of course. And like I said, you know what I mean? Arteta's still on a roll. He's still had a month off with certain players that weren't in the squad. Listen, it'll be a test, man, to see, because like I said, Arsenal have just been going up. So see how they react to when there's a moment of pressure, because now it's pressure. So, you know, I think we'll see it. We'll see what this Arsenal team could do. Big up to everybody that's still locked in. Over 300 of you in the chat. If you haven't liked the video already, bottom right-hand corner, please hit that like button. It helps the channel out massively for the algorithms. Lewis, man, chat to us, man. Honestly, there's some rumors about Kante today in terms of there's been maybe it's going to be a pre-agreement with Barcelona.
Is there?
Yes, in terms of this, this guy here who works for the ESPN is saying that N'Golo Kante is pushing for a move to Barcelona when his Chelsea deal expires next summer. And
that's my stream tomorrow. Say for that.
Well, there you go, man. We sort you out here, man. N'Golo Kante, can he still do it at the highest level? Or is he done really when you look at his injuries and whatnot? And because, like I said, he's 32. Can he still play at the highest level? Or is it time for you guys to move on?
I think N'Golo Kante can still kick it at the highest level. It all depends on how you use him. And our biggest problem is our team falls apart without him in the squad, and we need him to start every game, and he is physically incapable of doing it. I wouldn't even play him in a full 90, let alone in a full string of 3 to 4 games. And that's our biggest problem. I think for N'Golo Kante, if you keep him as a rotation player, you use him like once every 3-4 games, you can still get a quality player out of there. And in the limited game time that he's had this season, he still showed it in the Tottenham game, for example. I only bring that one up because he's only played twice. But he still showcased his quality in the limited games that he's had.
Yeah, he was good. He was good.
But that's the problem. Like, N'Golo Kante had 2 games and he's out till February. And that's his problem. We ran him into the ground through 2017 to 2020. And as soon as he got a long-term injury, we rushed him back before the Europa League final in Baku. And he was just never the same player since then. So, yeah, Kante can still play at the top level, but he needs to be in a position where the team doesn't rely on him to have to play every single week. If you have better midfielders in front of him and you can rotate him in and out of games, there's a quality player in there. If you rely on him, you're just going to send him to an early retirement.
I still think for me, Kante, when I look at him, on his day, for me, like I said, he's world class. When he's on his form and when he's, like I said, he's that Kante roaming around box to box. He's a nightmare to play against because, like I said, he doesn't give you an inch. But I think his body is deteriorating by the fact that he's always playing every game and his body isn't recovering when he gets injured. You know what I mean? I don't know whether his rehabilitation has gone wrong, but I think for me, I don't know, certain players, they just kind of, when their legs go and when they can't manage their injuries, Patrick, you know what I mean? They just don't seem the same player. And it's one of them. Do you give him a contract just because it's a nice N'Golo Kante? Or do you be ruthless and say, you know what? Pleasure. It's been a great.
But how do you know it's not him that's looking at Chelsea thinking, right, these man are looking like bums, yo, I want to get out of here. No, how do you know it's not that situation?
It could be a mix of both.
Because you got to respect what Kante has done, man. This guy's won everything, you get me? The guy was a vital role in Leicester winning that league. The guy's unbelievable, man. You got to give him his fair dues, man. And see, with Barcelona, it don't surprise me them going for him because they've been going for every Tom, Dick and Harry over the last couple of years. You get me? They even signed Aubameyang, you know what I'm saying? So it's all mad, but you got to give Kante his fair due respect, man. He's been playing at the highest level for a number of years, bro, and he's been dominating that midfield position in the hardest league in the world, in the Premier League for me. Yeah. And even the World Cup win, bro, like with France, big, massive part in that.
It does go both ways too, because we'll say if we play N'Golo too much, we run the risk of injury, but I also think personally he isn't good enough to be playing week in and week out either. And there is a decline in N'Golo Kante's ability. On the ball, final ball isn't there. He does get dispossessed a lot more than what he used to be. And it's even cost us in key games. Like I'll look at the Brentford game where we lost 4-1 last season, for example. The Real Madrid game, 3-0 up at the Bernabeu, cruising. N'Golo Kante gives the ball away, we concede, we throw the tie away. Individual moments like that, and it's coming from N'Golo Kante too. So the rotation role for him, it's not just because of his legs, it's because of his ability too. He is on a decline personally.
Obviously, you know better than any of us in it. You watch him week in, week out, man.
I just think as well that he's somebody that is, you know, when he plays, he literally does more yards than anyone on the pitch, and obviously over the 4, 5, 6 years, that will take its toll on his body. He essentially used to play every game, every minute of every game for Leicester, 15, 16 when they won the league, moved to Chelsea, did the same role again, they won the league, and he's played week in and week out for France as well. And over the course of 5, 6, 7 years, that's going to take a massive toll. And I agree with what Lewis is saying. They haven't rotated. And the thing is, if Chelsea stick with him, you need other options. You can't just keep playing him and playing him and playing him because you're running him into the ground. So if he does go to Barcelona or wherever he ends up, as long as they know that they need to rotate, and he's almost like a luxury player now, not in the sense of what he offers a team, but in terms of you need other bodies around him. And if you get that mixed, if you get that balance right, fantastic. If you don't, then he's going to miss half a season like he keeps doing recently. So it really depends on the strategy of where he goes or who buys him.
Don't worry, boys. I weren't laughing at you, you get me. I just seen something that I was laughing at.
No, I didn't even see you.
No worries.
So he's a bad man.
Nah, I think for me, you know what it is? It just, like I said, you know, with the injury, people are saying Fofana injured again. Is that true?
Yeah, he got injured in the Brentford friendly. We can't have nice things for one full day.
Wow, that's crazy, man.
Yeah, he might just have the injury-prone gene. It is what it is.
And Reece James played 60 minutes. I see Reece James got a little
That's
run out.
Crazy, man.
Yeah, Zakaria scored. Yeah, but we're fine with that anyway. Chalobah came in for Fofana, and he's been our best centre-back this season. So we're in safe hands defensively. It's everywhere else that's the problem.
I've got the report.
Do you know
here.
what? Putting all jokes aside for Chelsea, I actually think that you'll see a better Chelsea this second half of the season because Yeah, because I think Graham Potter's a good manager, man. I think he's got a good system of play. I think it's going to obviously take time for a new manager to come in and figure out who's his best players and put them into the right system. And with the little time that he's had now, that should be enough time with the players that have still been there for them to kind of get a grasp of what they should be doing. You know what I'm saying? So you probably will see a little bit of a better Chelsea, to be fair.
He needs to stop playing Sterling at wing back, though. Sterling at wing back isn't doing him any favours. I'm
backing he's learned that lesson already. You get me? He might be looking at Hakim Ziyech as well, thinking I need to give this guy a little squeeze.
Hey, if Ziyech wants to stay, throw him into the Bournemouth game immediately. But if not, I'm gonna be real. There's some youth players we could put. There's the guy called Ranking that we've been playing on the left, scored in the last 2 friendlies. Amari Hutchinson, by the way, is completely all the hype.
Yeah, you leave his name out your mouth, bro. I don't want to hear that.
No. That is our baller now. I need him on the right against Bournemouth immediately. I haven't been more moved by an individual attacking performance all season than him against Aston Villa.
No, he's a quality player.
Unbelievable, man. Someone with actual intent, quick decision making, the willingness to beat players. Very unlucky not to score as well. I think he hit the post twice. I'd throw him into the starting lineup already. I don't care if he's 17, 18 or whatever he is. He's good enough.
Hopefully he links up with Fofana soon.
That's deep. That's bad.
You bad man.
I don't give a shit, mate. I'll tell it as it is.
Wow. But no, I think Chelsea...
He'll be joining Jesus then, won't he?
hey, Jesus should be back soon. Don't sweat it.
When you look at them now, where are they in the league again? Are they 7th or
Chelsea?
8th?
Now we're 8th.
8th. Wow.
And if we lose, we could drop to 11th.
You're playing Bournemouth away, you said?
Nah, Bournemouth at home.
Oh, that should be a win. Yeah, that should be a win.
Yeah, but Bournemouth love coming to the bridge. It's like their second home.
Yeah, you know what? They do. But like I said, in the last 5 games, you've got 3 losses and 2 draws. Is there a feeling that's been different? You know, what you've been hearing from the camp, has he been doing anything different, Graham Potter? I know he hasn't got a lot to work with, but have you been hearing anything about his training methods better now, or general, the feeling? What's it been like behind the scenes?
Yo, the stuff I've heard is not good. It is not good. I've heard most of the team don't rate Potter. He's falling out with various members of the squad, and they don't really know why Tuchel got sacked either. And that's fair enough, because I still don't really know why he got sacked. That didn't make any sense to me. But if most of the squad don't like him, cool. I don't like you. Leave. We need a rebuild. It's as simple as that. I'd keep Reece James. I'd keep Trev. I'd keep the youth. Everyone else, if a bid comes in, bye-bye. So I don't care. Damn. It's like that. Like, I know things could get a little bit better under Potter for this season, but I expect nothing. I genuinely expect nothing. If we even make top 6, I'll be surprised. I expect the season to be a complete write-off. We'll start again in the summer, and we'll go back into the top 4 race. We need 2 windows before we're serious. I don't rate this squad. I need them to instill that belief in me.
But you have brought in Fofana and Cuckoo. You know what I mean? There seems to be a kind of a new kind of structuring at Chelsea. They are trying to bring in young players, and I try to bring in, you brought in Chukwueze, you know what I mean? So they're trying to go a different way. But like I said, it just depends.
But that's all stuff for the future. There's nothing for now.
Is Nkunku fully confirmed?
Yeah, Nkunku's done, but that's going to be for the summer.
So he's a quality player, man. We were linked to him as well when
he's not going to change nothing either.
We didn't get him. No, good, bro. He's going to give you some good creativity, 100%, bro. I guarantee you.
He might improve that a little bit,
and that's what you man have been lacking as well a lot, man. There's no creativity in the Chelsea team. He will step in and he'll bring it in.
I hear that, but until our midfield strengthens, I don't see any improvement. We need.
You've got man like Jorginho that you wanted to put into the fucking the team. You get me?
Jorginho is still the last one of our problems. It's the 8s. And like you said, the lack of creativity from there. Whatever midfield 3 we put, there's no creative outlet. There's nothing to help us in the final third there. And in transition, that's Jorginho's problem, because they'll just run past him. If anything, they'll just briskly jog past him and they'll still get through him. That's
Reece James coming back for you, though. That's a big positive, man.
Yeah, that's a big plus.
It means the right side will be a bit better, but still
creativity as well. Creativity, I think it'd be massive for Chelsea, because a lot of it comes down from Reece James's side. Jorginho, there's a contract issues with him as well. Would you want him to stay, or are you not bothered even if he goes? Like, you're not asked.
I think keeping Jorginho as a rotation option would be good for us. I think regardless of what happens, he shouldn't be a starter for us next season. But I think for leadership purposes in the dressing room, it's good to keep someone at that experience. And also, I genuinely think, like, if you're in a situation where you're 1 or 2-0 up, you need to kill a game off for the last 10, 15 minutes, bring on Jorginho, slow down possession a little bit more, take more control of the game. It's a good way to see games out. And it's the same thing that we did with Mikel back in the day. So I could see Jorginho stay as a rotation option for 1 or 2 years. And I think it'd be a good role for us. But as a starter, no. We need to move past Jorginho. We need to move past N'Golo Kante. Kovacic depends on what he wants, because he could potentially want a new challenge too, from what I'm hearing. And if he does, fair enough, you can go. If not, I'd keep him.
John Obi and Mikel, mate, I ain't heard about him in a while.
Rebuild anyway, so I genuinely don't mind who leaves. The only person who I'd want to stay under all costs has already signed a 7-year contract in Reece James. So that's all I needed. Now everything else is just about a rebuild. Anyone can go.
Yeah, listen, we'll have to see what goes down with Chelsea, man. And like I said, Graham Potter, I don't think there's a lot of people say there's bedding in time and he needs patience and whatnot. You know, what he needs time as opposed to will he have time? They're two completely different things now in football, and that's how reality of football is, man. And fan base like Chelsea, I'm not sure. I think one of the most ruthless fan base I've ever come across. They just don't. There's no such thing as loyalty with Chelsea. So for me,
now, do you know what it is? Roman Abramovich spoiled him now. You get me? Now it's time for them to get back in the fucking box, mate. I'm telling you now. That's what it is.
Hey, we're on this trust the process wave with Potter. We've given him a 6-year deal. So I'm sure they're going to run through it regardless of how bad it gets this season. But I need to see progress next season. This season, like, I genuinely just don't care. Just bin off whoever we need to bin off. Start again next season. If it's the same old BS, then I'm looking at Potter.
Yeah. Big up to HKM Music. Big up my guy. Says Havertz had better stats in the Bundesliga than Nkunku. Wow.
Nkunku's got a lot more to his game though, bro. He's a lot more nimble. He's quicker. He's well better, bro. Stats ain't everything in football, bro. When you watch a game with your eyes, and you can see what time it is.
Nkunku's stats were mad last year, though. I'm not sure
when they come into the Premier League, I don't know.
I'm sure Nkunku can finish. I'm sure Nkunku can finish better than Havertz. I'm sure Nkunku can dribble past players better than Havertz. And I'm sure he could be more creative. So until he proves me otherwise, I'm not hearing nothing about Havertz. Even the hat trick today, I do not care. I don't care.
It's in a serious game. He did it in that game, but he won't do it on a normal game. It's one of them.
Exactly. Behind closed doors, Merchant. Do it against Bournemouth next week, and then we'll talk.
He probably will. But I think
as long as he can do it against Spurs, then we're all right.
Not against Spurs. Not against Spurs.
And speaking of Spurs, man, big up to the community, man. Over 400 of us in here. Keep smashing them likes up, people. Ash I wants to talk about Spurs and Kante. I did send something in the group chat. I just seen Levy out trending today, and I was like, "What's going on at Spurs? Like, what's happening?" And then I seen it came from a supposed article from the Athletic, and it was basically saying that Levy has been clear with Kante in private on a number of times that it's not a huge amount of money to spend, while Kante believes he is a few players away from what he needs. And then obviously this page has written, if this is true, then Tottenham will never ever learn or change. What are you thinking, bro? What are you thinking?
I think, obviously there's no smoke without fire, but I do think it's a slow day at the office. We've just come off the World Cup. There isn't much to talk about. So all of a sudden the same regurgitated rumours come out again. And it's the same thing. Will Kante sign? Is he not going to sign? I heard this all last season. Do you know what I mean? And then now we're just hearing it again. Before I was hearing only good things about Kante. He was looking positive. He wanted to sign. He's happy with where they are at the moment. Now all of a sudden there's this. And a lot of people are reactionary. They see one little crumb of bad news and they go crazy. So I'm just like, just calm down a bit. Let's see what happens. Let's see how it pans out. Obviously, until it happens, none of us are none the wiser. We'll see what happens in January. To be fair, if Daniel Levy doesn't spend, yes, people will go crazy because Tottenham are in a good place. They're making a lot of money. The stadium is getting banged out for, NFL games, boxing games, fucking concerts, this, that, and the third. There's no way that there's not cash to spend. Tottenham are in a good place. They're in Champions League football. They're doing well in the league. There's money there, man. TV money. We're on TV every fucking week. So there's no excuses to not, there's still stadium naming rights to be had as well. They're talking about big people coming through and signing that. So Tottenham are not, even before all of that, Tottenham were never a club that financially were in trouble. I know the stadium took a lot out of the club, but yeah. So we need to see intent. Like everyone feels here, even Femsy, we're in a good position, but we need to solidify it now. We need to see intent. We want to see that these guys go out. I mean, every club in the Premier League has had more than enough time to basically lock into their targets, see who they want, have the conversations, put the feelers out. Now it's coming into January. You want to see these clubs not mess about and go out and get them. And we need 2 or 3. Conte knows that. We know that. So, yeah, I'm not going to go crazy just off a couple of rumours. But at the end of the day, if nothing happens, then, of course, the feeling around the stadium will change quite quickly because we've had enough of just being fed, all these lies and spins of this and that. Tottenham are a club that need to spend. We need to basically battle with all the rest of you guys. Everyone's moving forward, and if we don't spend, then we're going to get stuck. If you're standing still, you're moving backwards, basically.
Big up HK Moose says Havertz is a 10 or striker. He can't play up front alone.
Havertz's best position is on the bench.
Yeah, no one. The problem with Havertz is no one knows his best position. He's been there 2 or 3 years, and I think he's a talented individual. But from all this time, and no one knows or understands what he does. That's the problem for me.
Bro, he is a 10 that can't create. He's a striker that can't finish. He's a winger that can't beat his man. I'm just bored of it all. Bored of it. Whatever. His best position's the bench or on a flight back to Germany. Pick your choice.
There you go. You heard it first. You heard it first. The TV's in the comments. The relegation,
fuck off.
You get me, advance, get me fucking violins out there. Don't you be putting us in the same breath as you. You get me? At least we want something. At least we want. I got all the tricks from.
Do you think there's a substance for this story? Because obviously, Premsy, there's no smoke without fire. Conte is a very, very ambitious manager. You know what I mean? He didn't get his own way in the January transfer last year, and then he came out and publicly was like, well, I'm not happy. Then he got what he wanted. They are wanting to redevelop the stadium. They are looking to expand it even more and do things. And I think they want to make the pitch so it's quicker. So then basically when there's a game on, so they can put the NFL like an hour later. Like that's how big Tottenham are doing it. And in some ways, I'm jealous of that because at the end of the day, I would love that at Man United, but it is what it is.
Right, you're jealous of everyone's stadium fan fucking.
Saeed, it's only good if that money goes back into the club. Other than that, we don't care. I mean, the nostalgia's worn off. Yes, NFL and concerts and all of that. Cool, it's fantastic. It brings people to the stadium, gets people talking about it. But as football fans, unless that money goes back into the club, I don't care. So, if they can do it in 15 minutes, 2 hours, an hour, it doesn't matter if that money isn't getting back into the football club.
They have to win something now, you get me? Because at the end of the day, they've put all the investment in. They've got the big brand now that they've wanted. But until they win that one trophy, then it's still going to be, everyone's still going to be on their back, you get me? Even if they could have won the Carabao Cup, now they're out of that as well. So it looks like they're not going to win another trophy this season either. So that's going to be one of them situations now where Conte is going to have to look at his team, look at what he really wants. And if he gets the backing, who knows what he can go and do? Because inside January, he brought in Bentancur, brought in Kulusevski, and that kind of transformed Tottenham season. They managed to pip us to 4th spot, got Champions League football. So he is a man who knows what he wants and knows what he will bring in will make the team better. So I think they got to give him a little bit of time. Tottenham have been showing ambition as much as I don't like it. They got Mourinho, they sacked Mourinho when he wasn't, pulling the results out. Personally, I think they sacked him a little bit too early before that final. I think they fucked it in that situation. However, they brought in, what's my man's name again? That kid from
Ryan Mason.
No, the guy from Wolves.
Nuno,
that's it. Nuno, man. That's what I mean. So they brought him in, didn't work out. They chopped him pretty much straight away. Got Conte in when other teams were sniffing around. So they are showing signs of ambition. But like Patrick said, unless they invest that money back into the club and actually back the manager, they're just going to be in the same position. All they're going to be,
100%.
only thing that's going to be different is they're going to be going and getting a homemade brewed beer at the stadium. They're going to be able to just go there and have a bit more of a better experience. Other than that, it's just going to be the same old story for Tottenham.
But we'll be moving backwards because Arsenal are going in the right direction. Man United seem to be, it's still early days, but they look to be going in the right direction. City always going to be there. Liverpool are faltering at the moment, but they will definitely get back. Chelsea are pumping money in and already getting players in for next year. So, Newcastle will definitely still improve. So if we stand still, we're definitely going backwards with all the clubs around us moving in the right direction.
But if you were to look to sell, it's very, very, if people will be looking at that, especially the Saudi men and all that, thinking,
definitely.
That's a very good investment to go into. And it's all done. There's hardly any work left to be done. Maybe that's what their owners are thinking. Maybe might think, we get all of this project set up and then look to sell it for big, big bucks. And then you never know what will happen, man. But hopefully they don't do shit.
Yeah. Conte used to be your manager, Lewis. How does it always, how did it go south for you in terms of Chelsea? Because obviously, is he one of them where, with Abramovich, was there a clash in what he wanted and his ideas? And obviously, if you look at what's happening with Tottenham, Levy is very, very hard to negotiate with, you know what I mean? So can you relate in a sense why Conte would not be happy?
Yeah, because Conte has very high expectations, and if you don't reach it, it only takes so much for him to just throw his toys out of the pram. And I would say the way he handled himself to a point wasn't great, because he did throw everything out of the pram and just kind of gave up on the season. But I also didn't necessarily blame him from Chelsea's perspective, because he took the team from 10th to first place, and then Chelsea just weakened the squad, brought in poor alternatives to the players that we got rid of. We replaced Matic with Bakayoko. We replaced Diego Costa with Morata. Our wing-back depth got worse, and we didn't improve our depth in general, when the season before it didn't matter because we only played a game a week. And everyone else improved. Tottenham, Arsenal, United, City, and we dropped from 1st to 5th. So I understand it from Conte's perspective, because he does know what he needs to succeed. Even if you don't agree with the names, he knows exactly the profile that he wants, and he gets results. Every club that he's been to, he's gone and he's won the league there. Tottenham obviously there's still time on that, but it depends on if you guys give him the players. I genuinely believe if you spent a season or two just giving Conte literally everything that he asked for, that would be enough to make Tottenham title contenders, regardless of what the squad would be, because he knows how to get the best out of all of them.
100%.
So it's all just a case of whether Levy wants to listen to him. He had the chance with Mourinho, messed it up. Conte, you can't do it twice, because if you let both of them leave, 2 serial trophy winners leave without a trophy, then it's clear what the problem is. It's not even necessarily Tottenham tax. No, it's the owners. It's the board.
Yeah.
You lot aren't listening
to
clear trophy winners telling you what they need to succeed.
Definitely. And just to touch on what Lewis said, because when Kulusevski and Bentancur were linked to us, most of the Tottenham fan base were up in arms. We didn't want these guys. They were Juventus rejects. Even though we get bantered about it, Tottenham fans, if we're being honest, we felt the same as well. We weren't moved by these guys. They come in and they've been sensational. And these are guys that Conte wanted, not the board, not the fans. So Conte does know what he's doing, but he also needs to be backed, and he needs time, and he needs to be believed in. There's no excuses now. We were 4th last year, Champions League football, 4th right now. We've not been playing good, but we're still in a good position. Players coming back now. The time is now. If he's not going to do it now, he'll never do it. And if he doesn't do it now, he needs to walk. And when I say he, I mean Levy, ENIC. If they're not going to do it now, just fuck off. There's a lot of, football's never been in a better place after the World Cup in Qatar. People investing in clubs. Yeah, just leave. Tottenham in a good position. Leave, sell up, and let us actually be with owners that will show intent and actually take the club to the next level.
He's more of a businessman rather than a footballing man, Levy.
Yeah.
Levy, he looks like a funny character to me. I'm telling you now for a fact, bro. He looks like he's having meals with Prince Andrew and that. I'm telling you now. Something funny's going on over there. I'm telling you now, G. He looks like one of them fishes. I'm not trying to say it, but he looks like one of them guys.
Man said he was taking trips to certain islands, bro.
Yeah. You know, for me, you got as well. Patricia's involved in, Juve corruption.
Yeah, that's
another problem as well. Like, you wouldn't want that kind of hanging over your head.
Yeah.
When that, you're trying to be a serious club, you wouldn't want that, man. Like, you just wouldn't.
Yeah, like we have to see what happens with that one. Obviously, none of us know, but he is linked heavily with the whole Juventus. He was there, wasn't it? He was the one wheeling and dealing. So if the club had been doing dodgy stuff, it's more than likely he was involved in it. So we'll see. But yeah, it's not good.
What do you want in January? Is there any player that you would want?
Players that I would want, I would definitely want a right wing back. Because I like Jed Spence, and to be fair, I believe in him if he's given time. But I don't think Conte believes in him. I don't think Conte really wanted him. Hence why he's been very stubborn to not play him, even when Emerson Royale's not been good. Doherty's been in and out, injured and stuff. So I want a quality right wing back. We've been linked to Dumfries. I'm not too sure about him. I'm not sold on him, if I'm being honest. He's better than what we've got, but I still don't think he's good enough to take us to the next level. And I want a creative mid. I've always wanted one, man. Like, people keep telling me that we don't play with a 10, but fuck me, if we've got more options, we will be a better team. So Maddison, he's right there. Go and get him.
When was that time?
Van der Vaart.
Van der Vaart, yeah.
No, it would have been Ericsson.
Ericsson, yeah.
Oh yeah, fucking hell, I forgot about him.
Everyone forgets, but Ericsson was sensational, dropping between the 8 and the 10, getting that ball deep.
Ericsson was quality at Spurs.
Yeah, was quality.
Dele Alli was
Dele, yeah, But Dele Alli's more like a support striker. He was almost like a Frank Lampard kind of guy. Always arriving late in the box, can always cause a problem. But obviously he fell off. So yeah, go and get James Maddison, man. Friend proven quality. He's not signed a contract yet with Leicester. Amrabat's good, but he's not really the creative mid. He's more of an engine kind of guy, like a Bentancur. Don't get me wrong, he would definitely add something, but I need a creative midfielder. I definitely need another centre back because I'm not moved by Dyer, Davison Sanchez. Lenglet's been okay. I need a right wing back. Those are the 3 positions that I would strengthen in January.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting this January transfer window because a lot of teams want a lot of players.
I know.
Chelsea want a striker. Arsenal want a striker. Tottenham need players. Bro, this transfer window, I think it's going to be the maddest transfer
window
ever.
Yous, man, though, United, after getting Ronaldo off the books, yous must have some sort of financial capabilities of signing some new players. Who do you think yous are getting?
I think for me, again, it's just depending on the ownership in it. Like, do the club say, you know what, we'll play for the player, we'll pay for him, and then we'll kind of make sure the club becomes valuable from it? Because that's what you would do. But right now, they're hovering, maybe looking at loan transfers. They're chasing Gakpo, but at the same time, like I said, they want a record transfer fee. You know what I mean? PSV. They're not budging over. They want at least 40-45 million, which is a decent price. But at the same time, like I said, if he's not that natural striker that we need, we then have to go buy another striker. So it's like, do you go for a natural striker first and then go for Gakpo and then later on kind of go that way? Or do you go in full on Gakpo and then trust that he will bang in goals? Because it's a difficult game, you know what I mean? To be the guy at PSV to be the main guy at Man United, they're two different. They bring 2 different pressures, man. So he is raw. Don't get me wrong. I do like him more as a striker rather than as a winger. But at the same time, different expectations, man. So, you know what I mean? It's got to trust the manager, I suppose, because there isn't anybody out there. João Felix is another one that's out there. But again, he's not more of a striker. He's more of a, second strike, kind of almost CF, can play across the wings, can play.
You know what's crazy as well in this day and age? Like back in the day when a big team, or one of those big teams wanted to go and prize a player away, we could do it, no problem. Now, there's so much money in the game. A lot of teams are quite balanced, you know what I mean, in the
Newcastle.
sense of the numbers that are getting dished around, that it's harder to prize players away. Do you know
even Brighton, for example, even like obviously there's talks of McAllister now. He's the next big, he's kind of someone that the World Cup has been great for him and he's put himself on a pedestal. They're going to want good money for him. Like back in the days, you could just bully a Brighton and take him. Now they're going to want 50-60 million for him. So it's going to be hard, man.
Yeah. Is anyone impressed you in the tournament that you think, you want to buy him for your team? Anyone look at that?
McAllister straight away. Or even Amrabat, because funny enough, we were linked to him last year and again in the summer. In the summer, we were linked to Amrabat, and Spurs fans again were going crazy on social media. Oh, he's shit. What kind of intent is this? Blah, blah. And look how good he's been. So I don't want him, but I'm saying he's the kind of guy that has definitely put himself in the shop window. McAllister, Enzo Fernandez. I know people knew about him, but he's shown how good he is now.
Straight up, Jude Bellingham, mate. Jude Bellingham, mate. Straight up
as well. He's shown that he's a quality young centre back. He's been sensational for
Enzo Fernandez for me, man. That's what I would love. Enzo Fernandez at Man United.
Amrabat and Griezmann. Griezmann is everything our fan base pretends Mountain Havertz is. I need that in my club immediately.
Oh, they're coming for the mount, man. They're gonna come at you, They don't like it.
That's why they've been coming at me, and then their boys have kept missing. So it's fine. All I've done is be vindicated.
But he's coming for a new deal.
Is the link between midfield and attack, defensive work rate, and key moments in the final third.
Yeah, he's quality. He's quality.
That is the one sign where we're all right, cool. I see a considerable difference if he comes into my squad.
You know what? One player that I thought everyone kind of writ off and he showed how good he is Rabiot for France. A lot of people were laughing at him, calling him a bum. He played a lot of key minutes for France, and he looked good. Even me, I was surprised at how.
You know the thing is, though, when it got to the kind of the final, the biggest game possible, he didn't look great. I mean, he came alive towards the end when obviously they came back, and that he's the one that played in Mbappe, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I know the final wasn't his greatest, but if you look at the whole tournament, he was really good. He was really, really good. So he's someone that, because don't get me wrong, when Man United were linked to him, I was like, why do you want him? But after watching him in the World Cup, I can kind of get why he was linked to you guys and why other clubs would be in for him. He looked good. He impressed me in the tournament. So
yeah.
You know what? Whoever signs Bellingham, though, bro, they've just won the lottery.
Yeah.
Is he worth it, the money, though? Be honest.
100%. Look how young he is, man.
Age and his ceiling and how mature he is, and that he's doing it in the Champions League already on the world stage, 100%. No brainer.
Yeah. Bro, when a guy's that young, and he's captain in fucking Borussia Dortmund, that's he's not even from that country. It just shows you how much everybody rates him, and
but look at his mindset.
He's proving it, man. He's proving it.
Yeah.
Who was it that I heard Wayne Rooney talk about Bellingham, saying that he played against him when he was playing for Derby, and he goes that the guy was just onto him.
He
looked and thought, this kid, he's got something about him, man. And you got to think, bro, a lot of people, seem to forget how quality Wayne Rooney was. I'm not going to lie. I think for me, he was probably one of the best players that ever played for Manchester United. The consistency. When this guy was on the pitch, bro, man, I'm not going to lie, as an Arsenal fan, I used to be scared. I used to know that this guy is definitely doing something. He was the definition of grabbing the game by the scruff of the neck, making shit up in Wayne Rooney. And for him to give him that kind of praise, especially sharing the pitch with him, bro, it's just, this guy's going to be on the next level, man. I just hope Arsenal can just pull out some money out their ass and just sign him. Never going to happen, but you don't know, man. Wishful thinking, innit? Hopefully, I'll pray tonight, people.
Big up to HK and Music, man. Gakpo going to end up replacing Rashford. Martial is our best striker. To get the better, we would have to spend big. I think you're right, bro, in terms of spending in January and whatnot. Everybody's spending big. I'm looking at Newcastle, and I'm not going to lie to you, man. Them man there, if they can get a few players, they can secure that top four, because they have now. It's what it is with Newcastle. They're on this run. They play one game a week here. If they can, and Isaac's been injured. I think Maxima's been injured as well for a little bit. If they can add to their squad and solidify that top four race so that they don't gas out like Leicester. The difference between Leicester and Newcastle is Newcastle have the chance to spend that money, whereas Leicester didn't. They had that squad. They didn't add in January, and then they fell off because of injuries. If Newcastle keep the momentum up and they add in January, I'm sorry, guys, man. You might not like it. You might say, oh, they're going to fall off. But listen, Eddie Howe is a good manager. And I think,
bro, I've put Newcastle in my top four, bro. I don't think they're going to fall off. I think what they've done in such a short space of time is fucking unbelievable, mate. And it's not like it's by luck. Eddie Howe's making players a lot better than what they were, like Almiron, changing Joe Linton, putting him into a midfield role rather than a striker role, recruiting well as well, not just handing out checks left, right, and centre. So other players around the world know that just because they got money, they're not just going to be dishing it out left, right, and centre. So they're moving very smart, and the fan base is unbelievable, bro. You go to their stadium, it's one of the best atmospheres that I've ever experienced, and that's just the truth. So they've got a lot of shit in place for them to just start climbing. And that kind of money they got, bro, I think their owners have got more money than every single club in the fucking Premier League put together.
Well, there you
go.
That's
a mad thing, bro.
Rich's owners, man. So, and then obviously you've got players like Tielemans still around, and I think he would probably fit into most of our teams. You know what I mean? If you're being honest with you, he's available in January. You know what I mean? So. You're not feeling him, Lewis? Not feeling Lewis?
Nah, I feel like
he's not feeling him because he knows he's coming to the Arsenal. That's why he's trying to.
It's not even that. I see the creative output on him. Defensively, I don't see it, and especially in transitions. I've got Jorginho, who's bad enough in transitions. This guy might even be slower than him. So nah. I'm not really sold on Tielemans, but I do see elements of quality in him. I just don't think he's well-rounded enough.
I think, like I said, I think there's qualities in him, but I look at durability and I look at him sometimes mobility-wise. He's not the greatest athlete. I think in this Premier League now, especially when it's going to be intense, especially when it's going to be where, you have to play at that high octane football if you're a top team for the whole 90 minutes.
You got to build that team around Tielemans to make it work.
Yeah, basically,
I think a lot of people forget what Tielemans done. I think people are looking over the last. I think people are looking over the last season, and I'll be honest, he hasn't been the greatest Tielemans because I think that's lack of motivation and frustration as well, because he wanted his move, he wanted to go. He's seeing players getting sold around him. And I don't think his heart's in it. At least I think if he got a fresh challenge, moved to a new team, there's a lot of quality in that kid, man. I'm telling you, maybe got coached by the right kind of coach. there's more to come out of him. He's not very old, is he? So there's still a bit in him.
It's only 25. Like I said, it's still plenty of time for him to kind of grow and whatnot. But like I said, when you look at the available options right now, you know what I mean? It's one of them. Like even with Chelsea, like what would you say would be your priority positions for you?
Midfield, goalkeeper, and
goalkeeper
up front. Yeah. We need a goalkeeper ASAP. Mendy ain't good enough, and Kepa should not be the benchmark. Kepa being the benchmark's a problem. But the fact we have him on 150k a week for 3 years means we're not getting rid of him. So it means Mendy has to be the one that leaves instead.
Ooh.
Mendy.
Mendy, man. I thought he was.
Hey, Mendy don't fit Potter ball either, by the way, because Potter.
I thought he was the goalkeeper. I thought he was. What's going on here, Patrick? Have you was backing that?
Yeah, I'm surprised.
No, man, retracting on that
because you just the other day put him in your FIFA Team of the Year and tried to put him in combined 11 and all of that.
We were going through past experiences. I just wanted who I could get, bruv. The fact I even got 2 was more than enough for me. But as a player, he's got heavy bozo gene right now. Heavy bozo gene.
Yeah.
Can't play the ball out of the back. Doesn't look confident defending his near post. Isn't commanding his box no more.
That is all coming out now. This is what I was telling you, fam.
It is what it is, man. Thanks for the memories and all that, but peace.
Bro,
Lewis has had enough, Andy. This is a man that's can't wait, for Chelsea just to get back to the top again, man. You could just see it.
I can't wait till the summer window, bro.
He's had it with him.
I am back in Silva, James, Chalobah. That's it.
Jeez.
Actually, if Oba can score some more goals and actually get some chances,
you're gonna be waiting.
Yeah. I think he's done now. I think he's done.
Oba isn't the problem, bro. I'm gonna keep saying it. We don't give him enough to play with. If he was missing
licking up his bum, I'm telling you now, he's watching
like everyone else. But Oba don't get nothing. He's got Mount and Havertz behind him. They couldn't make a Word document. I'm not surprised he's struggling. I am not surprised.
You know what? I think it's just mad. When you think about the fall of Mendy, for me, it's been crazy, man. Because like I said, a lot of Chelsea fans, not necessarily you, Lewis, but a lot of Chelsea fans were telling me, "Yo, listen, Mendy's a guy."
You could say me, bro. We used to have this Mendy De Gea beef on DR Sports.
There you go, exactly. Even you did it.
We both lost.
Exactly, you know what I mean? So again, the fact that you need him, I think you need a midfielder. I think you need a striker, and like I said, I'm looking at your fullbacks. Chilwell,
you need a right wing back depth.
No. Chelsea fullbacks are decent when fit. When fit, they're fullbacks.
When fit,
yeah.
They need a new fan base, mate. That's what they need.
I agree with that because they're all trying to defend this shit. So I agree. We need a new fan base too. Rip everything up and start again.
Start again from scratch, boy.
Big up Galid, my G, every time.
But no, you know what though? I think it's going to be exciting, man. Like I said, Arsenal, Premsy, you're looking forward to it, man. Premier League, momentum, you're top of the league. You're still 5 points clear. You have to remember that. You know what? We forget that. You're still 5 points clear. So if you
I'm not forgetting that, fam. I'm telling you that. I know that. I'll be looking at the table every week while the World Cup's on, you know what I mean? I'm not going to lie, bro. I'm just buzzing that Premier League's back, Saeed. Man, obviously, I suffer with depression myself. You get me, bro? And football keeps man going, you know what I'm saying? And when there's no Arsenal on, bro, it's hard work because I'm not invested in the World Cup as most people are. Yeah, the England games I'll watch, but I'm not that invested in it. When I was younger, yeah. But, bro, we could just hopefully keep at the same kind of pace. We've had a few friendlies now. We beat AC Milan. We beat Leon, made Leon look like bums. You know what I mean? Did a number on him. The second string team have actually been doing their part. Fabio Vieira, you can see some great quality in the kid. Obviously, he just needs to go and hit the gym, you get me? And I think he'll come good this year to settle in. But, bro, we just got to keep doing what we're doing. Hopefully, just praying to God, Eddie Nketiah can step in and just to kind of emulate what Gabriel Jesus has done for the team, even if he isn't banging the goals in, kind of emulate what he's doing. And I think we'll be all right, man. I think Saka's going to come back hungry as well after the World Cup, you know, on the world stage. A lot of people giving him that recognition, and that only do good for his confidence. Martinelli now on the world stage. Every time he came on for Brazil, he was doing big bits. We've had players like Granit Xhaka coming back saying we've got unfinished business now in the Premier League and we're looking to do this and do that. So the players seem to be motivated. Arteta seeming to get the best out of him. January's around the corner. Recruit well. Hopefully happy days for us, bro.
Absolutely.
You just went on mute, bro.
Yeah, you went on mute a bit.
Nope.
Don't worry, I'll ask you, Lewis, whilst then. So how are you thinking about your dead team? Do you reckon they're going to get out of 8th place or what?
Nope. We're going lower, bro.
Yeah.
Bit fuzzy.
It's crackling though.
Am I back now, yeah?
It's a bit
Yeah,
crackly.
but you sound like a
distorted.
Cyberman still.
Yeah, it's distorted.
We don't know people. Looks like Saeed's having some malfunction
Yeah,
problems.
but we're going lower before we get higher, bruv. It is going to be long, bruv. It's going to be long.
What about you, Patrick? Do you reckon you'll climb back up, or do you reckon?
Yeah, I mean we're 4th at the moment. I see us finishing 3rd or 4th. I want us to. For me, before the season started, top 4 on the trophy was the aim. We crashed out of the Carabao Cup really poorly to Nottingham Forest away. Embarrassing. That was a really bad result. Very embarrassing. Like no one's really talked about it because luckily for Kante, the World Cup came just after that, so we kind of forgot about it. But obviously, I haven't forgot about it. That was a really shambolic performance.
Only trophy man was gonna win, you know, fam. Fucking hell, he hasn't forgot about nothing.
Cup or bust, because obviously the Champions League is a pipe dream. Yes, you know, knockout football, anything can happen, but you got to be realistic. That's going to be really, really tough. FA Cup again is going to be tough because all the big boys are still in it. You just got to hope that they kind of put out B teams and don't really have that eye on the ball and fade away, because that can happen. But yeah, man, top 4 definitely, and a trophy. It has to be FA Cup now because we're out of the Carabao, which is disappointing because the Carabao is something that I saw as we could have won it, especially when we crashed out. A lot of other big teams crashed out as well. So yeah, annoying, but I think we'll get top 4. But I still want a trophy as well, man. It's been way too long, way too long.
And obviously for you, Lewis, as well, your expectations.
His man ain't winning Champions League. I'll tell you that much for free. He's voting for PSG to win that now. So Messi can win the World Cup, yeah, and also equal Ronaldo's 5 Champions League. So use man, that's it now, packed in for the rest of the season.
Yeah, well, we ain't winning nothing, bruv. Just avoid the Conference League and I'll be happy. I'd rather finish 8th than 7th. That's the vibes of the season.
There you go. And obviously for us, we are, I think, 5th in the league, are we?
Yeah, you are. You're 5th.
Patrick, you know, yeah. Fucking
Who's
5th.
4th?
That's how he's at.
We're 4th. We're on 29 points.
Oh, yeah, Newcastle.
No, Newcastle are 3rd. Tottenham 4th.
Yeah.
You're 5th. But we played a game more than you, so you can go level on points with us, but our goal difference is a lot better.
Yeah. So for us, like I said, you know, we build momentum. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how players are going to react from the World Cup. So, again, mentally wise, you know, the manager's got to pick them up. So, we've just got to go and get transfers, survive now until January. And then as soon as that first week of January comes, bang, you go in there, you go buy the players you want. Because no messing around till end of January. And then you're flipping 10 points behind top 4, man. Nah, none of that bullshit. Get your stuff done. And then obviously we kind of move for the cup competition. So yeah, man, it's gonna be interesting. But Premier League football is back, people. Like I said, next week we'll be reacting to everything. We'll be talking about what's going down. You know what I mean? Key stuff. Best of the rest show. This is a show where we talk about the best teams. Obviously, right now it's a bit sticky because Arsenal top of the league. But like I said, best of the rest. You know what I mean? We talk about them. Normally it's Man City and Liverpool, but Liverpool have been holding it down. Maybe they might be on the show next year. Who knows, man? But big up to the community. Make sure you guys like the video, people. I think there's over 200 likes, so please smash the likes up even more. Let's get up to 250 to 300 likes. But Premsy TV, big up to you for coming on, bro.
No, respect, bro. It's been a pleasure to come back on, man. I've missed it. I'm not going to lie. You get me. I caught up with last week's show. It was entertaining. Big up to Guna Lee as well for stepping in, man. But yeah, man, peace and love, people. Make sure you smash that fucking like, you get me? Don't hate, appreciate, you get me? It's just one little click and it helps push the show out. So make sure you do it, you get me? But yo, that's it. You can find me on Premsy TV. AFTV now that we're back, people. But yo, it's good to just read the chat of the community, man. There's some funny comments that go in here, man, and that's one thing that I love about the show, man. But big up to you boys as well, man.
Yeah, big up to you, man. Obviously, Carefree Lewis G, what you telling me? Thanks for coming on,
big
bro.
up, guys. Carefree Lewis G, Chelsea Fan TV on all social medias. Just venting in numerous different ways about Chelsea throughout the season. So check it out, people. Big up, big up.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously, man like Patrick, big up to you, bro.
Yeah, man, Patrick Tyrant. So that's at Patrick and then Tyrant, Tyant, and that's on Instagram, Twitter. Catch me on the Football Terrace, obviously on the Best of the Rest is this Monday or Tuesdays? I'm not sure. Tuesdays going forward. I'm on Premsy TV as well. That's a Premier League Unpacked. That's going to be big. That's every Monday, 8 o'clock. So I'm here, there, and everywhere, man. And then I've obviously got my show as well, Chatty Patty. So follow me on YouTube for that. And yeah, I can't wait. Football's back. Shout out to everyone in the comments. You lot, like Fumsy saying, there's some good people in there. Just some good banter, funny vibes. And yeah, can't wait, man. Can't wait. Absolutely, people. Big up to everybody who's locked in. I think I'm going to be back later on for some FIFA. So come check me out. Career mode. So I'm going to be live at about 8:30, people. I can't be asked, you know what I mean? It's Carabao Cup and that tonight. It's not the fixtures aren't great. So we'll be Newcastle versus who's playing tonight?
I think Bournemouth. A couple of fixtures that are not great. Yeah, man. Listen, people, if you want to catch me career mode later on, 8:30, come and join me then. If not, enjoy the rest of the evening. Like the video on your way out and subscribe to the channel. Peace.